Hello YouTube, and what are we looking at? This is not Minecraft, no, it's not The Witcher, no, it's Salem the game. It has been the main reason why I haven't been uploading any Minecraft videos lately. It's because I have been completely sucked into this game. It is an MMO crafting game, and it has a cool feature that means if you die, you're dead for good. You'll lose your character, so you don't respawn or anything like that. But there is a kind of a safety net feature in this game. If you die, you can make a new character and you can inherit the land, and you can build your character up towards the way your previous character was. But it takes a lot of time, and time in this game, well, it is something you just have to spend a lot of time in. That's why I, well, haven't been uploading any Minecraft videos. So we're gonna create a new character, and let's see here if we could just get the loading screen done. Yeah, we are the grey blob here. Nothing fancy to write home about. So you're gonna click on either that guy or that girl, and since we are a guy, we're gonna click this person here, and there we go, and we became a boy. So we're gonna travel out this gate, and we could
You're looking fabulous.
change the hair color. I don't know, should we go for a redhead? Yeah, why not? And what is this? Is this the... Yeah, I think that's the hair. Let's see if we can find a cool hair. No. No. Yeah, we're just gonna go with that one. And here you can click your facial hair. Let me zoom in here a little bit. Yeah, we probably want something like that. A little bit rough around the edges, and you click on this guy, and you're gonna type in your name. I don't know what we're gonna call us. We can call us Anders. There we go. So right click on the boat to set sail to the new world, and I guess this is the boat. There we go. So there is a tutorial feature in this game, which we're gonna do today. So first we're gonna click this guy.
The only thing between you and the new world is a handful of silver. Pay up and off you go.
Yeah, we don't have any silver yet, so...
Oh my. Short on silver, you say?
Yep.
Well, I have a solution for that.
Alright, so we're gonna talk to the Indians.
Oh, goodness me! It appears Chief Lenderhan has paid your passage to the new world. But as with most things in Salem, everything comes at a cost. His tribe requires that you assist them in some of their daily chores before you are to be released. While in his tribal valley, you will be safe from the majority of dangers in Salem. But once freed and on your own, that will all change. To begin, he asked that you feed their sacred squonk, Nubs, a hickory nut. You should do so now.
Okay, so this is Nubs. I haven't decided what he is yet, but it's some kind of animal. Kinda a mixture between a pig and a rat, perhaps? Hard to say. So, the way the game works, hickory nuts grow on these trees here. So you left click the mouse button and you get a couple of options. So we're gonna pick nuts. There we go. And press tab or this button here, the button with the bag, and you will get up your inventory. So we're gonna take up a hickory nut and left click it on nubs.
Excellent.
There we go.
But gathering resources from trees and bushes is not the only way to harvest materials. Sometimes it is as simple as collecting something from the ground. Now that Nubs has a full belly, he's feeling particularly playful and wishes to play with a tumbleweed. Gather a tumbleweed rolling on the ground in the area and bring it to Nubs.
Alright, so the tumbleweeds you can just left click. I think you can left click on the map as well. No? Perhaps? Yeah, you can use the minimap to left click and pick up. But there is no good... well, what should we call it? It's hard to... he can't like go around trees. There is no pathing here. So he will just stop in the tree if you're gonna pick up something behind the tree. So you should be a little bit aware of that. So let's give Nobs the tumbleweed, and we're gonna do the same as we did with Hickory.
It appears Nubs is now satisfied with a full belly and a playful toy. The chief would like to remind you that all material things in Salem can be taken from you, most especially by other pilgrims. The only thing a man cannot steal from you is your mind and your experiences. To emphasize this wisdom, he asks that you learn your first skill, childish things.
Alright, so the way the game works is it's skill based. So it says here that we're gonna study, and this is, well, kind of free. We already have started with this thing, so we're gonna learn childish thing.
Well done! Each skill you learn will unlock new buildings, craftables, and skills that can further your advancement. Education is not always easy, nor free. Many times you must study the world around you to gain a respect and understanding of it. The chief asks that you next learn survival skills. However, in order to do so, you first must gather or craft items known as inspirationals. Study them, and then spend the accumulated points on the skill.
Alright, so there are a couple of things here that are inspirational items. For example, the tumbleweed, if we can get it. There we go. And if we mouse over it, you will see that it has a lot of numbers. Let's see if we can bring this a little bit closer here. So this will give us 550 points in Cloak and Dagger, Faith and Wisdom, 1400, and so on. If you left click it and study it, it will give you all those study points, or whatever we're gonna call it. And you see we only have 500 in every one of them. So if I like study this tumbleweed, it will, well, it will give you what was it, 1400 in faith and wisdom, and we only have 500 max. So I'm gonna do this just for show. So we're gonna study that one, and faith and wisdom. You see it has a little cross next to it, so we're gonna click that one, and we lost all the points. That means that it's that way you grow your max oh man, what should we call it, your max skill thingy. Well, I'm horrible at explaining things, so yeah. So we're gonna eat nuts to replenish our black vial. These are, well, how should we call it? These are your stats. The yellow thing, I think it's for well, dragging big objects. I think the blue is for well, doing stuff like digging. The black is kind of like your mental power. When you study, you use black bile, and the red is your actually health. So if you're in combat and you take damage, that one will go down. So we're gonna learn the survival skill, and we're gonna pick up some smooth stones here. I'm gonna use the minimap for this. There we go. And I think it was smooth stone that we could use for this. Yeah, so you see on the right side there are all the skill thingies, and the red bar is how much you need, and the yellow bar will show you how much you will get for studying. So we're going to study this one. And go in here and learn the survival skill.
Uh-oh, it looks like you have just lost black bile studying that inspirational. One of the 4 humours that governs our bodies, your black bile governs your mental energies of sorts. There are several ways to replenish your humours in the world, but the simplest is always just to
your
nourish
mind
your
is
body with
fresh,
some
your
nice
muscles
food.
ready, and
Gather
your
some
willpower
berries,
has
nuts,
never
or
been
other food
stronger.
from the area
The chief
and
wishes for
consume
you
it.
to
construct your first permanent object in Salem. Here, everything you build on claimed land lasts forever, or until another pilgrim decides to rip it down. His tribe has been gathering fish and drying them on drying racks. While you yourself lack the fishing skill, that does not mean you cannot help by building them another drying rack. Gather the branches from a nearby tree and construct a drying rack in the tribal lands.
Alright, so we're gonna pick some branches as he's told us, and just left click and pick branches. I think trees have like an eternity of branches, so you could build as many drying racks as you will. And this build button here, this is what you're gonna use for making, well, permanent objects in the world. So you're gonna see nothing happened, and if you move away, it disappears. But like, for example, games like Life is Feudal, if you place one branch in it, then you can walk away, and it contains the construction site. So we're gonna place in the branches. You don't have to pick them up one by one. You could press shift and use your mouse wheel to put them in. So did we get enough? Yes. And when we have all the materials it asked for, click build, and
Since your next task
there we go.
requires you to chop wood, you will need an axe. Craft a basic flint axe and equip it to prepare you for your next task.
Alright, so we already have a flint, which we picked up, and we're gonna use the crafting session here, and we're gonna craft a tool and a flint axe. And we don't have a branch, so we're gonna pick a branch here. There we go. And craft.
Many
There we
resources
go.
can be harvested in Salem. Trees, boulders, bushes, just to name a few. It is these renewable resources that keep the inhabitants of Salem healthy, happy and busy. Well, perhaps just busy. Regardless, Law of the Lumberwoods will teach you what is necessary to chop down trees for processing. Learn it now.
Alright, so you could left click. No, wait. First we need to learn the lumber skill thingy, and that requires faith and fauna. I think we could just grab a tumbleweed here. Tumbleweed, are you coming? No? Come on. There we go. It's not the thing we need. Let's try to have a look at a smooth stone and see if that is what we need. Yep. So we're gonna study that one, but we are low on black bile, so we need to eat something, a nut or a berry or something like that, and then we can study it. No? A little bit more black bile. Oh, black bile. There we go. Now we have enough to buy Lore of the Lumberwoods.
The chief wants you to throw a wood block on his sacred fire. Once you leave this place, a fire will be your friend, and both starting and maintaining your own fire will be crucial to your survival. For now, throw a wood block on the fire. You may obtain a wood block from chopping trees, fallen logs, or piles of wood in the area.
Yeah, so I mean you could like left click this and chop it down, but we're not going to do that because that takes forever, and when you have chopped it down you have to chop the log into blocks. But you can find pieces like this and chop wood, and we need to have our axe equipped. So Ctrl E for I don't know, and you need to your tool in this slot here. So that means we could chop wood, and I think 2 should be enough. So we're just gonna toss a wooden log into his fire, wherever have he placed his fire. There it is. And you see the pathing here is horrible, or non-existent, I guess. So we're gonna take a wooden log, toss it in the fire.
All that manual labour has reduced your phlegm. Just as you recovered your black bile when studying things, you will need to recover your phlegm when you're exhausted from work. Go ahead and do so now.
Yeah, so he basically wants us to eat something, so we're gonna pick some more nuts and eat them, because they are kind of everywhere here. So let's eat that one.
Current humour values are important, but certainly one wishes to grow stronger, run faster, jump higher, and simply do more. To do this, you must increase the maximum humours of your character. This is done only by the most successful of players who can afford the luxury of gluttony. The mass consumption of food in a particular humour will permanently increase it. The higher you go, the more food you will need. Find some food and increase one of your humours.
Alright, so basically what he's saying is you click on this button and you see all your bars become black, and when you hover over a piece of food you see the black bile increases a lot. And there are a ton of food items in the game, like berries, and you can craft different kind of food and fry things and hunt things and make delicious steaks, and you can make farms, and yeah. But this is the starting area, so we're just gonna pick some berries and a lot of nuts and stuff like this, and I'll be back when I have gathered a nice supply of food. Alright, so we are ready to eat. You see, I have a ton of stuff here. By the way, I think we could remove those and get the nuts out from them before we start the gluttony mode. So we're gonna start the gluttony mode here, and if you hover over, you see the black bile now turns blue. That means we will fill up and get a permanently increasement in the black bile if we eat 1 berry. So let's do that.
So far your skills have been quite easy.
There
Each
you go.
one was less than 500 points and thus was obtainable by a few quick studies. However, to advance to colonial tradesmanship, you will notice that it requires more points than its accompanying proficiency bars can hold. Just as the player can expand their maximum humours, one can also expand the maximum proficiencies as well. To do so, just fill the bar completely up and press the plus sign next to it. This will cause all your points to be removed, but will allow for you to permanently hold more points in the future, and thus open even stronger and more valuable skills.
Yeah, he was just talking about the next quest we're gonna do. So we have increased our black bile by 1 now, so we're gonna try to increase, and you also see berries is now at 50%, so the berries are now 50% less efficient. So we're gonna see if we could get the black bile on more.
The chief has decided it is time for your final and most important vision quest. He has asked that you learn colonial tradesmanship, a skill that will unlock skills to a variety of industries. Remember, there is safety in numbers, and joining a town in the harsh world of Salem can be one of your best tools for survival. To join one, you will want to specialise in a trade so that you have something meaningful to offer the prospective villages you encounter. Once you have increased your flora and fauna proficiency to at least 6, you will be able to fill your proficiency bars to meet the requirements for the colonial tradesmanship skill. Study some appropriate inspirationals and learn it to move on.
Alright, I think he's done interrupting us, and we're gonna continue our gluttony mode. So you see the berries are now at 25% efficiency, so we don't get as much black bile for eating them. So now it's only at 6, so I think we can just gobble up the last berries. And let's see, do we have anything else that give us black bile? Nope. We have... No, I don't think so. Yeah, we can use that one. Now we have increased our black bile by one more. And our nuts and seeds are now at 50% efficiency. So we're going to try to increase our... Well, what should we increase? Our yellow bar. So let's see if we could get the yellow bar up. Oh, one more. There we go. And what else can we eat here? We could eat vegetables, milkweed roots. And there we go. Now we have our blue bile up one. And I think that is everything. We don't have any other things we can... No, I don't think there is any use to go onwards with this session here. So we're just going to close it and save our food for next time. And you see we got a buff here. Full and fed for 45 minutes. So when that timer has expired, we can go into the gluttony mode one more time. So let's have a look. He wanted us to get colonial tradesmanship, and we have to look here. Colonial tradesmanship. We need 600 in flora and fauna, law and lore, and sparkle and amber. And I think that should be fairly easy. Let's have a look. Can we... Maybe if we do one tumbleweed. And also some wood chopping. You get the wood chopping by having an axe equipped, and left click and split a log. So, well, it still looks like we need to find something that gives us... what is this? Law and lore. Maybe we get that out of smooth stone, hopefully. And we're going the wrong way, of course. So yeah, there is a smooth stone on the beach here. Yeah, we need that for amber, but we still haven't all... Oh, we need to eat some nuts to refill our black bile. And let's study that one. And, well, perhaps 2 of those chestnuts can do. Are we there? No, we need to study 1 more. There we go. Now we have learned... No. Now we have learned it.
Congratulations! The chief is impressed by your will to survive and feels you will be a good candidate for this harsh new world. He officially releases you from your debt.
Oh, that is
The guide
nice.
to the north of the village waits with his canoe to take you into the wilderness to the location of your first homestead. If you don't like the first spot, he will gladly show you a few more. Talk to the guide to leave the tribal lands.
Alright, before we're gonna leave the lands, we are gonna talk a little bit about inspiration. You see that number here? That is actually how many inspirationals you can use. So if we hover over the chestnut here, you see down in greenish brown type, inspiration requires 1720. So if I study this, let's just study it for fun's sake. You see that number there decreased a bit, but it also regenerates now only at 0.83 per second, so it's not very efficient. So we're gonna probably study something that will increase that regeneration rate. So now we're gonna talk to this guy. And there are 2 servers. I usually play on this one, but for the sake of trying something completely new, we're gonna travel to Popham. This is an exploration server, and it's not for the faint-hearted. Care Bears and newbies should select province. Well, expedition server. So we're gonna try that. And he drops us up some random place. This looks like a horrible place right next to a big settlement here, which is not fine. But we have some more tries, so we're gonna try again. We have 4 more. Now this looks, well, I don't know. Should we try one more time? You see, there is different kind of biomes and stuff we can settle down in. This looks good, but is there any water here? Yeah, there are some water up here, but I think we're gonna try one more time. Oh, what is that? Right next to another person, but it doesn't look too bad. Alright, we're gonna go with one more time, and then, yeah, look here, there is a big settlement here, so we're gonna try one more time.
Greetings, pilgrim. Welcome to Salem. As you journey out in this
perfect.
world, remember these words. You are about to start on an adventure, to begin an experience unlike any other. Everything will be difficult. Nothing will be simple. And with each tiny moment of triumph, you will blaze the trail scattered with defeat, blood and tears. Salem is a full loot, full PvP, permadeath sandbox, where even in the starting town, you will be susceptible to disease, witchcraft, explosives, and even death if you're not careful. Every pilgrim you meet in Salem will know this, and thus every true friendship you forge will be worth that of countless others you may have experienced in similar games. Salem is not a place for the weak or entitled. Salem is a haven for those who long to be challenged and miss the pure innocence and euphoria of discovery, risk, exploration, and interaction. The world is in a constant state of flux. The politics a sea of chaos, and the stakes have never been higher. Good luck.
Thank you there, mister. Alright, so now we are set loose into the world, and we're just gonna have a little bit exploration around here, see if there are any scary animals or something. And there are cougars, and there are bears, and there are snakes that can kill us, but I think the most dangerous thing is actually other players. There is one more thing. If you meet, for example, a bear or anything, he could actually knock you out. That means you don't die, but you lose all your stuff, and you will spawn back at your home. At this point, this lean-to is my home, so we're gonna log out here, and I'll be back as soon as I possibly can with a new video, because this game is fantastic. So this is Hannibal signing off. Take care and keep smiling.